So approaching the garden after 12 days away. Let's have a look and see what changes there's been. Immediately I can see that the pumpkin patch has got huge, so it must have loved the rain over the last week or so. Through the hedge we've got a few pumpkins, but these are the ones that caught my eye as I walked through the gate. I can get my camera up in there. So we've got pumpkins, and then squash. I'm going to have to do some action on these. A few of these have died off here, so I will get them away. So the first harvest of today is the sunflowers. I'm going to get them in a vase. So what I tend to do with these, cut them, get rid of the leaves, the excess leaves, cut the stems at a nice slant and give them a big drink in a nice deep vase. So what I've done here with the sunflowers is taken the stem down to the nearest leaf, and where there's a node falling, that will be another flower. And then that way I don't get the immensely huge ones, 6-7 foot tall. I get lots and lots of little ones that I can display in a vase. So here's the sunflower that I topped out just before I went on holiday, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stems. Once I've harvested them, I will go back again and see if we've got any flowers forming. So there's one down here, so they should push through into these crevices between the leaf and where your stem is, and then you can harvest more and more flowers. So that's the first harvest done, which is the sunflowers. And then I'm just heading through, because as I walk through I noticed that I have got the dreaded blight here on the allotment. Part of the garden, there you can see. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to pop these in boiling water so I don't transfer it anywhere else, and then I'm going to pick these tomatoes and then unfortunately cut this stem off and destroy, burn it, or put it in with a household waste. So bear with me while I just go and get my basket. It's funny, but we've been away in Wales for the last 14 days, but coming back home is such a joy. It's quite exciting. I think I'll try and save bits of these ones. That one I think is a goner, as are the rest of those. The green ones I tend to fry up and make a green tomato chutney. Now have a look at this one, see if I've got any blight on this. Could be the beginning of it there. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not entirely sure. It's got some fruit on it, so I won't cull it just yet. This one's definitely got it, and all of those tomatoes have, except the green one. Like I say, I'll take that and I'll fry it up. How are the tomatoes this end? Again, these seem to have escaped. These are my stripes. I'm going to add them to the ones from the greenhouse. So my next job is to chop down, oh gosh, that does look, yeah, no. I'm going to chop these down off of this frame and get them disposed of. My next job is to harvest all the French beans. There are loads on here, and the more you harvest, the better it will be. What I tend to do with these as well is, pulled the whole thing off, is freeze them. They freeze really well, and the same with the runner beans, they freeze really, really well. So I'm just going to take a moment to pick these. Whilst we've been away, we've had my mum looking after the garden, and so she's been picking the crops, and I've come home to quite a lot of them in the fridge, but I can now start preparing these for the freezer so that we've got lots and lots of beans over winter. One of the failings I shared with you, I think last month, was the sweet corn. I don't even know why I've left them in the ground. These were had by the rat. It's just a waste of space really, so I might bite the bullet and pull these out now, and then I can get something in there like some salad crops or spinach, because these are crops I use. I'm also after more space for chard because we use that very regularly. So what I'm going to do is bite the bullet and pull these up now. Whilst I mentioned the chard, I thought I'd bring you down to the chard bed. Had quite a bit of bolting going on at the beginning of the year here, and to be fair, the chard's really struggled this year. Seems it's one of my favourite crops. I've been a bit gutted. I keep successional planting it, but I've really struggled to maintain a healthy succession of it. So this is what I've got at the moment, and then some more underneath the green here. But all we can do is keep trying. I think I've said it in absolutely every single one of the videos that I've made since the carrots started coming up that I will thin them out. It's too far now. I'll just wait and see how they go. Yeah, should have thinned them out before now. Horseradish is thumping away. Celeriac, I'm not even entirely sure that there is anything happening below ground level on these. I'm just having a quick look. I think it's all just root, which will be disappointing. But I have to keep telling myself this is my first year on this plot, in this garden. Salad crops have done really, really well. I can see a load that have come up. I sowed these before we went on holiday. That's really good. There's some more celeriac here, which actually I think you can see are starting to show a root formation. Not as good as most of the other people on Instagram, but I'll live with it. Salads, like I said, are doing really, really well. Beetroot, really good. Everything just needs a good water. We've had so much rain in Wales, and then I come here and the ground's dry as anything. Right, should we try the pound pot of potatoes? Find out where I've got somewhere to tip these out. This could be real-time disappointment. How do these come off? So this is from the B&Q Verve Patio potato pot, and it's the Jazzy variety. I bought these for £1, so let's have a look. Am I going to get £1's worth of potatoes out of these? Sorry, the camera angles are not great. Holding on and huffing and puffing as I dig around in the soil. I don't think I'm going to feed our family on this. It's enough for a nice little potato salad. One of our favourites anyway. I think perhaps I should have left them in a bit longer. They had all died down there, as you saw, so I think where they haven't been watered they struggled, and that's what I was left with. I don't think there's anything else in there. Let's have a look. We have a token apple on the rescued step-over apple tree. The blueberries really suffered from dry spells, and it's very dry here underneath this massive tree. I did have lots and lots of blueberries from these, several bowls full, so made muffins, had them with my breakfast cereals. As you know, I had nothing from the fruit cage, from the fruit bed. A cage is very necessary. And then looking towards the courgettes, I've got lots to pick on there, so that'll be another part of the harvest that I'll get in just a second. Absolutely loads of apples in the Bramley apple tree. But that's it for me on return from my holiday. A quick tour of the vegetable plot. Some successes, more failures. But as I've said before several times, it's the first year here on this vegetable plot. I now know that I need to build fruit cages and vegetable cages to stop the rats and the pigeons. One of the perils of living in the country is the fact that we have quite a lot of pests. I can live with slugs, I can deal with slugs, but it's the rats. Yeah, we could put rat bait out, but let me show you what I'm dealing with next door at the moment. That's 5 acres of sweet corn. Great if I want to go sweet corn scrumping, not so great for your rat population. Well, thank you for letting me share this quick tour of my vegetable plot in mid-August. I'm going to water now, check the rest of the tomatoes for blight, and just do a few tidying up jobs. Thank you for watching, and look out for part 2 tomorrow.